Starting over. Hello, everyone. My name is Joaquin Escalante. I'm with the North Central Texas Council of Governments and part of the Transportation Department and Clean Fuels and Energy team today. Hopefully everyone can see my presentation on the screen. So today's topic will be the Energy Efficiency Conservation Block Grants, and we'll be having a roundtable discussion on that. So for those of you that are unfamiliar, NCT-COG is the regional planning agency, as well as the Metropolitan Planning Agency and Department of Energy's Clean Cities Coalition designee for the region. The counties there on the slide are those that we assist with planning efforts and policy, as well as projects that they may have. And we just assist with helping coordinate that for the betterment of the region itself. As part of our Clean Cities Coalition work, we also have a key focus on clean vehicles initiatives, alternative fuel infrastructure initiatives, energy integration, and community readiness as well. And then we do this by helping with funding support, technical assistance, future planning, and raising awareness on topics related to energy and transportation. Information on this can be found on the DFW Clean Cities website as well. Before we jump into the rest of the main presentation, a couple of housekeeping things. Please keep your microphone muted. Though if you have a question, feel free to either put it in the chats in the meantime or use the raise your hand feature. And then we'll call on you and you can be unmuted. But in the meantime, have that put on mutes. Please put your name and the name of the organization in the chat if you haven't already. That will allow us to get a good head count for those that are in attendance today. As I mentioned previously to some of y'all, the presentation will be recorded up until we reach the Q&A portion and open discussion. And then the recording itself will be posted on our Conserve North Texas website, as well as the PowerPoint presentation as well. And I'll be emailing that to those in attendance after this webinar today. And it's through our contract with the State Energy Conservation Office, or SECO, that we're able to do this webinar today. We receive funding through SECO on energy management and efficiency projects within the region. As part of this work, we provide workshops and webinars, technical assistance on a variety of projects relating to energy management, efficiency, and water efficiency in partnership with the Environment and Development Department as well here at the COG. So for the agenda today, we'll be starting off with a speaker from the City of Farmers Branch to talk on their project through these funds, then the City of Arlington, and open it up to some discussion. Following up with some additional resources regarding energy efficiency, transportation, electrification as well. Some information on some potential legislative impact on local government energy efficiency, and then some additional information, resources, and funding. For those of you that are somewhat unfamiliar with this particular funding, EECBG, this was designated to help cities, counties, states, and tribal governments to reduce energy use, lower energy costs, and support clean energy goals. There was formula funding allocated for eligible recipients that was based on the population size and the amount of energy that they used. And through that specifically allocated funding, they were able to pursue projects that are included here, but not specific to only just replacing HVAC systems or lighting in city buildings, installing solar panels or EV chargers, upgrading street lighting, purchasing EVs for municipal fleets, and more. So this looks a little funny. Here we go. So before we get started, just to get an idea of where everyone's at, if you have a moment, we have a question here that you can access through a QR code using your phone. And it's just asking, are you currently pursuing funding for energy efficiency projects for your local government or special district infrastructure? So we'll take about a minute here to get some information from the audience. Looks like a couple of people have already responded, but I'll give this about a minute and see what it's going to look like. So far, the majority is not available. Hopefully there is more interest in pursuing some funding, and hopefully the presentations today will give you some ideas as well. Well, I think the voting has slowed down. We'll just move on. But it seems like there's a tie except for the yes, which we hope will change as we go through the presentation and you receive some further information on what funding is available out there and what ideas your peers may have and have done. Okay. Got more maybes. That's great. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it to the City of Farmers Branch to speak on their experience with this.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Alex Farmakis. I'm the Sustainability Manager for the City of Farmers Branch. So you were allocated about $76,000 through this program, and the Department of Energy, I think their recommendations, if you were given under $250,000, was to pursue the voucher, which is kind of like a rebate voucher for an equipment purchase. And so for us, we saw that as an opportunity to get a light duty electric pickup into our fleet. So that was kind of the goal. That's a big portion of our fleet is light duty pickups. So we wanted to be able to get an EV kind of where it's not coming from our general budget, it's grant funded. So that helps with a lot of the, taking that first step there. And getting that in the fleet and seeing how it can be used for different purposes within the city. But yeah, with the funding that we received, we had enough money for about 1.5 EVs. So we purchased the F-150 Lightning and then the Equinox EV. So within the EECBG application, you have to kind of talk about the benefits of what you're doing. So obviously we're area of non-attainment, so reduction of air pollution, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, sustainability. So that's a big portion of the work that I'm doing. And it allowed us to replace some pretty old vehicles that were in the fleet and make some new drivers or some existing drivers pretty happy in the new vehicles, because especially our health inspector, that was not a great vehicle she was previously driving in. But so we went through the process with the Department of Energy, got the vehicles purchased. We had to expend all of the funds before submitting for reimbursement. And by the time that we had gotten around to that, we had changes at the federal level. So by the time that we had the invoices and had taken ownership of the vehicles, we're looking at around late February, early March. So those vehicles are in service. They're doing really well. Great reviews from the drivers on those. A little bit, getting used to a vehicle, especially coming into a more modern vehicle, not just an EV, but from what they used to be driving in those roles. But so we submitted for our reimbursement from the Department of Energy in March. And we are still waiting on that. So trying to get some more information. We've been sending some follow-ups, but I watch a little bit of the news, so I know that there's a lot of changes going on at these federal departments. So we are kind of in a little bit of a holding pattern on getting our reimbursement. So that's a really quick version of where we're at, and I'll pass it back over.
Thank you, Alex. We'll go ahead and move on to our next presenter. I'll throw it over to City of Arlington.
Good morning. My name is Sidney Kelly, Public Works Assistant Director. Thank you for having us today. I guess to provide a little additional information, we actually have a EV in our fleet, a Lightning light duty pickup truck. And so we've been using it and it's doing very well. So I agree with the previous presenter. But to get into the, and pardon the beeping in the background, to get into it, it's about the City of Arlington Streetlight Retrofit Program. So we also had a formula grant. We was allotted about $369,000. We actually did break it into two programs. One is to install EV stations, and then also the streetlight retrofit program. So the retrofit program, we started back in about 2015 to begin to retrofit our streetlights from HPSs to LEDs. We understood that the LEDs, they have a longer life. The replacements are not as often, as well as it's brighter, and then there's actually just cleaner energy. It's efficient as well. So we started in 2015. We continued in 2017 and 15. We began to tackle our thoroughfares and our main streets. By the time 2017 came around, we began working on our residential neighborhoods. And so we utilized various funding sources along the way. But the EECBG grant, it was an opportunity for us to finally finish our program. So the funds, they were used to purchase the LED fixtures, as well as the nodes that are required for the fixture. Nodes, they go on the streetlight heads. You typically see them. That's what senses like darkness, which activates the lights to come on. So we used the funds to wrap up our program. We converted just shy of 1,500 additional street lights within the community. Like I say, the benefits of it is cost reductions. We've actually been able to reduce our costs about 50 cents per thoroughfare light, and then also a 51 cent per residential streetlight fixture, and that's monumental when we're wanting to save. We've been able to save about 20,000 per annually. So the grant program has been very beneficial for us. We had to submit paperwork on the front end, submitted all the paperwork using Page is a system that the DOE they use. We submitted all of the information there. Once all of the required info was submitted and it was green lighted, then we are doing the reimbursement route as well. And so that's us spending the funds to do the entire program and then get reimbursed on the back end. And so we wrapped up in February as well. And we just wrapped up doing our final quarterly submittal. So currently right now we're waiting on the approval of the final submittal. And then at that point in time, we should be able to get our reimbursement as well. So very beneficial program, and we're happy to have had this opportunity. Then so the next steps is really, we're 100% now. And so basically we just, keep an eye on everything, minus the damages that we receive, such as accidents, different things like that. Overall, our replacements are minimal. So now we're just doing the maintenance for our street lights.
All right, thank you,